Welcome back to my channel. My name is Peyton Haas, and I will be giving you a recap and review of Love is Blind Season 8, Episode 7 today. I don't have a lot of notes for Episode 7, to be honest. I was considering combining Episode 7 and 8, but feels weird because Episode 7 is like the whole honeymoon getaway, and then 8 is everyone's back home, and it feels weird to combine the two. So I'm just gonna do episode 7 today. And yeah, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, check out my description box below. I will have a playlist for you there, and you start with episode 1 or wherever you're at. So spoilers, but yeah, I feel really played, okay? Because right at the beginning of episode 7, Taylor is looking in her followers app for Instagram and is trying to find Daniel's Instagram to see if he followed her and unfollowed her and that whole shebang. And he's like, where she was like, I swear he knew what I looked like and all of this stuff. And Netflix was really pushing this story that didn't even end up being true. Because as she's sitting there looking in her app, she can't find his anywhere, and it looks like never followed her or unfollowed her. She couldn't find it. Okay, so we're supposed to, why were they milking this so much? That was so weird. That was so weird. I'm sorry. That was too weird. Anyway, so camera moves over to Lauren and Dave. Lauren says that she got a bikini wax and casually brought up that she can't have sex. And she's like, and I was so bummed because I really wanted to do that. And I was like, I feel like she's pretending to be bummed, but like wasn't really bummed. And Dave was like, crap. I feel like he was just like taken back by that. Like he really wanted to do that and is like, oh, great. So we can't. Cool bean. Cool. Okay, this is like super random and no one's talking about this, but when Taylor and Daniel are in their hotel room, Daniel goes to pee and then he comes out and Taylor's like, wash your hands. And he's like, what? And she's like, wash your hands. And he's like, oh, and he goes back in the bathroom and washes. What is with men thinking they don't have to wash their hands after they peed? They're like, oh, like, I just like, it's just like touching your arm or a body part. Like, it's not dirty. I don't need to wash my. You touched the lid of the toilet. You touched the part where you flush the toilet. People's hands touch those after they've taken a number 2. The amount of E. coli that is probably just all over that touch. Wash your hands when you go to the bathroom. Even the handle on the door is gross. I have OCD. I am diagnosed OCD, and those things are difficult for me. Monica says that she's 5'10". I would not have guessed that. She just like casually brought it up with Joey in some conversation they were having. And I was like, I would not have guessed she was 5'10". I would not. It sounds like Sarah and Ben are the only ones who hooked up on the getaway, at least so far. At least they're the only ones talking about it. Dave went around and was like asking everyone if they've had sex. Everyone. Back to Taylor and Daniel. Taylor apologizes to Daniel about how she handled the whole conversation about Instagram and the whole following drama. And she said that she just feels really bad how she handled it, and it could go back, she would do it differently. And Daniel just affirms her in that, like, if it was a feeling that she had, then she of course needed to talk about it. And he's like, I don't know that there would have been like a better way to talk about it or approach it. And he's like, I don't know how you would have done it differently, but he's like, I'm just glad that we're through it, and I think like it's just made us stronger, and we're stronger together. And I don't know, I'm not like super excited about a lot of the couples this season, so apologies if I'm just sitting here like hello. Where's the romance? Nobody has romance. It seems like everybody just made friends. There's no romance. Also, my notes are over here, so that's why I keep. So Joey opens up to Monica about his OC. He says it gets worse when difficult stuff happens, like when his sister was in the hospital and everything, it sounds like everything he did, it was in numbers, like how many steps he took to do this or that, or how many times he touched this. And he said his index finger needed to be the last thing to touch something, just like all of these different like counting things. And Monica was just affirming him and how that must have been hard to deal with and overcome. And she's just like, we're all weirdos in our own land, which I thought was kind of like a cute thing to just throw out there. But yeah, I am diagnosed with OCD. I've really done the counting that I could think of. But I have like a big problem about germs, and I like organized in a certain way. It's kind of hard to describe sometimes because I feel like when I describe it, people could be like, oh, well, I do that and I don't have OCD, or I have OCD and it's way different than that, because it's really just like a spectrum, like a lot of other diagnoses. But yeah, I like things to be organized a certain way, and I get kind of bothered when they're not a certain way. And really only with my stuff, I don't care if other people's stuff is organized how they like it. It should be that way. But I like my stuff in my home way, and I'm really working on it a lot. For me, I kind of just see stuff become organized in my head before I actually do it. So it becomes like really subconscious. Like I see a mess, I could see what it would look like and organized, and then I just do it. So I don't really know how to explain that. And then for hygiene, I just have like an immense fear of germs and illness and sicknesses, and I have to work really hard to not, which doesn't really happen, but it's hard. I had toddlers. Are they considered toddlers anymore? They're 4 and 5. When are they considered like kids? I don't know. But there's just like lots of nose picking, eating your boogers, and I'm just like, excuse me, those are germs. And they're like, like I have to sit here and like try so hard not to like give my kids OCD by feeding them all of my thoughts. But like, I'm not wrong. They are germs. There are germs on all the handles. There are germs on anything that gets touched ever. There's germs everywhere in bathrooms and public places and shopping carts and light switches and all of the things. Anything that has a button or a knob or a switch. Just so many people have touched them. I'm not wrong, and those germs can make you sick. So that's why that aspect hard for me to manage.
Anyway, this is not about me.
Dave made a joke about not liking Lauren's hair, and then he said he was kidding, but she just really doesn't seem to like his kind of humor. Which like I wouldn't either. When I was in high school, I liked that kind of humor where we were just like making fun of people and taking jokes too far and all of this stuff. And now as an adult, I'm just like, I can't believe I said some of that stuff to people before. I've definitely said mean things to people before. Okay. And my intention was to always lighten the room, the mood, and just like I would poke fun at myself a lot of times. I'd poke fun at other people about different things. You know, I thought like if I didn't actually believe that the statement I was saying was true, I would automatically assume that the other people felt the same. Like I thought I might joke about something about someone. Oh my gosh, how do I say that? I would joke about something on a person that wasn't actually real about them because I thought it would be funny, because I thought they would hear it and be like, well, that's not actually true. So, haha, that's funny. Whereas if you poke fun about the same word to be true, then they might feel self-conscious. And so I thought it was funny if I made fun of something that I didn't think was actually real. But it didn't occur to me until later in life that they could have believed those things about themselves, even though I didn't look at them and be like, oh, you look like this or that or whatever. Anyway, you should never joke about a physical appearance at all. I don't think that is appropriate, but I did that in high school. So when I see him like have that kind of humor, it's like, I understand because I've had that humor before, but I've grown up. I've learned that that's
offensive. That's offensive.
just realized what I was gonna sound like. But yeah, and this is where like some of the Dave and Lauren drama starts, where I guess supposedly Lauren was with somebody, supposedly dating someone before going on Love is Blind. And Dave says that he doesn't understand how Lauren could have been with somebody so soon, like prior to the experiment, and how she could just be ready for marriage like that quick. And I'm not fully understanding what he means because Lauren made it clear that they weren't actually dating. She's like, I wasn't dating anybody. Like, it was very much so a, well, she doesn't say that in this episode, so I shouldn't say anything. But essentially, they weren't dating. They were just kind of like hanging out, getting together, whatever. But like, he never met anyone in her family. He never even met her friends. And it was just like a very casual thing. And I don't know. Dave is getting a lot of he said, she said from like his friends and from Lauren, and he doesn't really seem to be trusting Lauren. I personally feel like it's kind of like a cop out. I think Dave doesn't really, I think he's having doubts about Lauren in general, and so he's using this as a way to escape, I think. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that is all for episode 7. It was extremely boring. There was nothing hardly at all eventful about this vacation. These are, no offense to the couples, but this is like some of the most boring episodes of Love is Blind I've ever seen in my life. They're like, no one even seems to be like head over heels in love with each other. Everyone seems to have found like a best friend, and they're all vibing as friends, and there's no, like, it's not like there has to be drama, but there's no intense emotion of any kind happening. It's like they're using music and certain words and phrases out of context to like draw you in and curious and make you want to watch the way they're editing it, when in reality, like, nothing eventful is happening at all. I mean, there is some drama, but I'm still bored out of my mind. So that's my opinion of this season anyway. And of course, it's the first season I've ever reviewed on YouTube, but that's the way that it is. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Lol ASMR for you. But yeah, please do that. Sorry, this was a significantly shorter video today, but it is what it is. There was nothing that hardly happened in that video. And the next videos, everyone, episodes 8 and 9 go together a little better than this one. So this may be a lone wolf video here. Maybe I'll combine 8 and 9. I don't know. We'll see. Hit the notification bell so that you're notified for the next episodes that come out. If you like recaps and reviews and you watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, or you just want to hear my opinion on that, that playlist will also be in the description box below. And I'll also be another recap and review when season 2 comes out. So stay tuned for that. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.